What's up, football fanatics? Welcome back to the channel, where we break down everything you need to know about the NFL, from jaw-dropping highlights to the hottest controversies. If you're a die-hard football fan and love staying on top of the game, you've come to the right place. Take a second to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our deep dives, bold predictions, and spicy takes. We're just getting started this season, and trust me, you don't want to miss what we've got lined up for you. All right, Chiefs, Kingdom, buckle up, because today we're diving into some unexpected criticism of the Kansas City Chiefs. The defending Super Bowl champions have looked solid this season, with Patrick Mahomes doing his thing, Travis Kelce putting up monster performances, and Andy Reid continuing to prove why he's one of the greatest play callers of all time. But not everyone is convinced that this team is built to dominate through the playoffs and repeat as champs. Enter Rex Ryan. If you don't know, Rex isn't just your average talking head. He's a former NFL head coach who built his reputation as a defensive mastermind, leading teams like the Jets and Ravens to top-tier defensive rankings recently. He made waves on SBN by suggesting the Chiefs have a major red flag that could spell trouble as they head into the most critical part of the season. What is this red flag? Why does it matter? And most importantly, what can the Chiefs do about it? Let's get into the details. So what's the issue? Rex Ryan sees it's not Mahomes, it's not the coaching, it's not even the defense, which has been one of the team's pleasant surprises this season. According to Rex, the big problem is the wide receiver core, or more specifically, the lack of a dominant WR1. Think about it. In past seasons, when the Chiefs had Tyreek Hill, their offense was almost impossible to stop. Hill's game-breaking speed forced defenses to adjust their entire scheme, opening up lanes for Travis Kelce and allowing Patrick Mahomes to work his magic. Now, with Hill in Miami, the Chiefs have been relying on a group of young, unproven receivers, and the results have been mixed at best. Guys like Kadarius, Tony Sky, Moore, and Marquez Valdes-Scantling have had their moments, but none of them have stepped into the role of a reliable top target. Even Rashee Rice, who's shown flashes of brilliance as a rookie, hasn't yet reached the level of consistency you'd want from a WR1. Ryan's concern is that this lack of a go-to wide receiver could become a massive problem in the playoffs when defenses tighten up and every mistake is magnified. Let's take a step back and look at why having an elite receiver has become almost a requirement for championship teams. In recent years, we've seen a trend. Super Bowl winners tend to have at least one dominant wide receiver. The Rams had Cooper Kupp, who delivered one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen from a wideout. The Buccaneers had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, giving Tom Brady a dynamic duo to target. Even the Chiefs, back in their 2019 Super Bowl run, had Tyreek Hill to complement Travis Kelce. Without that elite receiver, offenses can struggle to generate explosive plays, especially against top-tier defenses. In the postseason, defenses like the Bengals, Ravens, and Bills thrive on taking away your primary options and forcing secondary playmakers to step up. If the Chiefs' young receivers can't rise to the occasion, the offense could stall at the worst possible time. The AFC is a battlefield this year, and the Chiefs don't have the luxury of cruising to the Super Bowl. Look at the competition. The Bengals, led by Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, have been a thorn in the Chiefs' side, beating them in key matchups over the past 2 seasons. Then there's the Ravens, who are playing their best football in years, with Lamar Jackson looking like an MVP and a vastly improved receiving core featuring Zay Flowers and Odell Beckham Jr. Don't sleep on the Dolphins either. Tyreek Hill is putting up video game numbers in Miami, and their offense is one of the most explosive in NFL history. Even the Jaguars, with Trevor Lawrence and a dynamic young roster, but the overlooked. The Chiefs might be the favorites, but the path to the Super Bowl is anything but guaranteed if their offense becomes one-dimensional, relying too heavily on Mahomes and Kelce. It could spell disaster against these elite teams. One of the biggest issues the Chiefs have faced this season is dropped passes at first glance. It might seem like a minor issue. After all, every team deals with drops, right? But for the Chiefs, it's been a recurring problem in critical moments. Dropped passes can kill drives, waste scoring opportunities, and shift momentum. Think back to some of the Chiefs' close games this season. There have been multiple instances where Mahomes put the ball right where it needed to be, only for the receiver to drop it. These mistakes aren't just frustrating, they're costly in the playoffs, where every drive matters. A single drop could be the difference between advancing and going home. So what can the Chiefs do to address this red flag? First, they need their young receivers to step up. Rashee Rice has shown the most promise, and if he can develop into a reliable target down the stretch, it would be a game changer for the offense. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes can also help by simplifying the playbook for the receivers, giving them easier reads and opportunities to make plays. Another option is leaning more on the running game. Isaiah Pacheco has been a beast this season, bringing toughness and energy to the backfield. By committing to the run, the Chiefs can control the clock, wear down defenses, and take some pressure off Mahomes and the passing game. Finally, don't rule out the possibility of a late-season acquisition. While the trade deadline has passed, there are still free agents and practice squad players who could provide depth. If Brett Veach, the Chiefs' general manager, can find the right piece to add to the puzzle, it could make a big difference. One thing that complicates this issue is Mahomes' brilliance. He's so good at making plays out of nothing that it's easy to overlook the team's flaws. But this can also be a double-edged sword. Relying too much on Mahomes to bail the team out can be risky, especially in high-pressure playoff games. If the Chiefs don't address their weaknesses, even Mahomes might not be able to save them against elite defenses. At the end of the day, Rex Ryan's concerns might sound like nitpicking, but they're worth considering. The Chiefs are still one of the best teams in the league. But no team is perfect. If they can address their issues at wide receiver and tighten up their execution, they'll be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs. But if they don't, this red flag could end up being their Achilles heel. So what do you think? Is Rex Ryan onto something with his concerns about the Chiefs? Or is he blowing things out of proportion? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our in-depth NFL breakdowns. Oh, and stay tuned for our next video, where we'll be diving into why the Dallas Cowboys might finally be legit Super Bowl contenders this year. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.